Welcome to Transitions and the Zesty Life series. My name is Karen Pettigrew, and I am the creator of this series. And it ebbs and it flows, and it comes and it goes, but thank you all for joining us. My intention behind it is to bring an awareness, a consciousness of the possibility of living from spirit first in everyday life. What I do is I bring in and interview fabulous people who are doing that. They are living their spirit first in everyday life. Sometimes it's really easy to see or identify the marquee status people and to recognize their success. But what I want to do is really highlight how well people like you and me are actually doing this. And we'll probe for their secrets and for what motivates them and moves them forward, and hopefully have an opportunity to feed back and forth with each other. The intention is to create a community. I thank Transitions for being willing to host this for us and to bring people together and to serve as a center and a heartbeat in this city. There are not many bookstores like it, so we're fortunate to have it. My guest today is Dr. Kellyn Hodges, and she's fabulous. That's all I can say. Yay, fabulous! Yeah. We'll do our Zesty Living thing in a minute, because I think it's important to wake up the spirit and to shift out of old armor and old places and into a new one. So Kellyn is from Philadelphia. She came in to share with us her experience, and I'm honored and grateful that she chose to do that. Yeah, well, okay, here's the short list. She attended Howard, where she graduated Phi Beta Kappa in chemistry. Then she went to Temple, to dental school, and graduated with a master's in orthodontics, her doctorate in dental medicine, and summa cum laude. Oh, yeah. Yay! We love accomplishments. Now, if that's as if, kind of starting there isn't enough, she went on to found not one, and not two, but 3 thriving practices in the Philadelphia area. She does consulting in business and has an interest and investments in real estate. So I invited her here because what I found is that many of us, we start out on a particular trajectory. I mean, you listen to her background and you listen to her experience, and you would think, okay, we know exactly where she's going to end up. And what's so helpful for me, and I think what moves me to share this with all of you, is the idea that no matter where we start, when we get called, it's very hard to ignore that. But I also want to talk about how, even though you've got this fabulous trajectory and it seems like it's really solid and it's clear exactly how it's going to be, that you can expand from that and that you can respond, and how for many of us, we found ourselves going down a path, but we don't know how to make the change in direction. We don't know how to take the shift or move into a new space. And Kellyn's going to share with us today what that experience is like for her and how she's making those steps. I really do want this to become a how-to. Please feel free to ask questions along the way, and then at some point we will do some interactive work, because I think that's always fun for everybody to take something away from the experience. So, welcome, Kellyn. Let's welcome her. Oh, I forgot the part about 3 children, a family, 2 birds, and a turtle.
That's right. My family structure. It's my pleasure to be here, everyone. As Karen said, I'm from the greater Philadelphia area. So it's a pleasure to be out here in Chicago. Beautiful weather right now, and I've been enjoying it. Karen's been a gracious hostess, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
And I did come out to simply share my walk at this point. As Karen said, to date it's been on a certain path, a certain trajectory. And this year was a very reflective time for me. I turned 40 this year. And I would say for the 6 months or so leading up to it, I had been praying and I had been asking God, show me what my purpose is in this life. And I thank Him for, all that has become of my life. I thank Him for the opportunities and for the strength to take advantage of opportunities. But I just wanted to make sure that I was operating in His plan and purpose for my life. Because I don't want to seek just affluence, I want influence. I want to give. I want to make a contribution to the environment, to the world, creation. So it's really been a process, and it started before this 6 months prior to my 40th birthday time too, because I felt a calling on my life. I've been compelled to share, because in my tenure I've gone through a lot. People look at other people at a certain static point in time and they think, you just appear that way. Well, no. My walk has been a walk of growth and development, and as I'm sure you all know, growth is painful. So I just have been compelled to begin to share. So as I rounded that corner, again, I was praying about, how should I live out the next 40 years of my life? And it came to me that I am to operate in my design and to help others. It's just that simple. Operate in the design that God created. There are certain gifts that all of us have, a certain design about each of us that is designed with a plan and a purpose in mind. And it's up to each of us to start seeking that out. And once we start seeking that out and conforming our lives into the plan and purpose that they've been designed for, I believe that's when we're most fulfilled. That's when we're making a contribution. And that's when we achieve those things, the peace, love, and joy, the fruits of the Spirit. So with that is in a nutshell where I am right now. I don't really know where this is all going. I do know that I am exploring my passions. What is it that electrifies me or charges me? What is it that creates that energy that's contagious, that is inspired?
What is that? Tell us.
I think for me, I love seeing people come into their own, and I love seeing people grow and realize certain truths and start applying them in their lives and start elevating their circumstances. And elevating them can be growing deeper relationships. It can be achieving better health. It can be monetary. It can be, anything. Just growing in a person. So it really, really charges me to teach and to help others achieve all that they can be.
So how many of you feel like you have tapped into or touched your passion? Come on, Rima. A few. How many of you? How about you guys? It's growing and developing. How many people are finding, seeking, looking for that? What they're drawn to, what they're called to. And it's, for you, how did that show up for you? Was there like a defining moment? Was there an instant when?
No, there was not a defining moment. It's definitely, and it's still evolving. It's been a process. But I do know that we should all be seeking it. We should all be having a quiet time and meditation, prayer, and asking, what is it that I'm designed to do? And as we walk through this life, start being on alert as to what it is that charges you, what it is that comes naturally to you.
And I think that's a great segue, and it's the perfect answer.